You never said you were going to record this, Lori.
Oh, good morning, everybody, and welcome to 15 Minutes with Lori. As I mentioned in my video over the weekend, that our focus is going to be on listings. As we all know, listings are the name of the game, right? So we want to try to help you be able to obtain more listings. I am every Thursday at the Big Bend office, and I know South County, Washington are going to do something similar. Every Thursday at 3 o'clock, I am now hosting a Dialing for Dollars at 3 o'clock. It's going to be for an hour. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to visit and talk about the results from those phone calls. Is that something that you should only be doing once a week? Absolutely not. You should be doing it daily, but this is a way to engage with other agents also when the Dialing for Dollars is done. And I'm going to have treats, snacks, and maybe even some drinks afterwards. So moving on to our subject this morning, we're going to role play some phone calls for expireds. And Jim has agreed this morning to be the realtor and I am going to be the client. So it's going to play out that he is calling me as a recently expired listing. Before you make those phone calls, always be sure to check the history in Maris to make sure that indeed it has not been relisted. Okay? All right, Jim, are you ready?
Yes, I haven't had any coffee yet, but I guess I'm as ready as I'm going to get.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Okay, Jim.
All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Lori?
This is her.
Hey, Lori, Jim with Coldwell Banker. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking. Hey, I know you're probably getting a million calls from realtors today, but I was calling about your property at 123 Main Street. Is the property still for sale?
Well, it is, but Jim, you have been probably the 50th phone call I've gotten.
Yeah, I understand. So I saw that you were on the market there for a short period of time, and I was just curious, why are you folks selling? It looks like a really nice house.
Well, we love it, but we are relocating to Texas.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about your experience when you were on the market?
Yeah, I guess so. But like I said, I've had so many of these phone calls and it kind of gets a little frustrating.
I totally get that. When a house doesn't sell, sometimes even the best homes don't sell the first time. But if I could show you how we do things differently and could achieve your results to get you down to where you're going in a short period of time, would it be worth an opportunity to come and see you and have a chat?
Gosh, I don't know. Can you just talk me through it right now and I can decide later if I want to sit down with you?
Sure. I mean, I guess my first question would be, tell me a little bit about, your experience when you were on the market. Did you get a lot of showings?
Well, in the beginning, we had a lot of showings, but then they tapered off.
They tapered off. Okay. Did you get any feedback from your agent as to maybe why you didn't, successfully sell the house?
No, I really didn't. What do you mean?
Never. Well, I mean, if things are not working right, or if you're not getting the activity on your listing, there's got to be a reason, right? So if we can maybe sit down and show you maybe the reasons why the house didn't draw a crowd or actively sell, would it be an opportunity there for us to maybe get together and talk?
Well, what makes you think you're going to be any different from the last realtor?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because we do things a lot different. My partner and I, we have a strategy, a aggressive marketing strategy that we employ, and it's really kind of a little too much to talk to you about right now, but we would love a chance to just come by, see your house, and we could explain to you exactly what we do to get your home sold for the highest dollar in the shortest period of time. Would you have some opportunity this week to get together?
Well, do you have a buyer?
No, I don't have a buyer. We always work with several buyers, but I hear that all the time, and everybody thinks that just because I'm a real estate agent, I have this list of thousands and thousands of buyers. But to be very honest with you, Lori, the chance of me having that one person that's going to buy your house is, there's two chances there, slim and none. So really what we focus on is marketing your property, right? And casting that wide net over all the pool of buyers that's actively in the market today looking for a home, and showcase your property to draw them into your home to get those offers and get you sold. So again, would you have some time this week really to get together so I could show you exactly what we do to help you successfully sell the house?
Maybe, but first, what is your commission?
Well, it really 10%. Is that okay?
Oh gosh, yeah. Hang up.
No, I'm kidding, Lori. Really, the commission that I charge, the compensation amount that we charge, really, Lori, what we like to focus on is how much you're going to net in the sale of your home. What's more important to you? What I charge you for compensation, or how much money you end up in your pocket when you sell the home?
Well, that's a great question. Obviously, what's in my pocket?
Right. So, and again, I use that 10%. That's kind of ridiculous, right? But if I can get you more money than any other agent, wouldn't it make sense that you would work with us to sell your home?
Now you sparked my interest.
There you go. Well, when would you have an opportunity to sit down and meet? It's a lot easier if we talk in person. We can sit down and really show you every step of the way that we use to help you get your home sold.
Well,
How would Thursday afternoon be for you?
I probably really ought to talk to my husband first.
Okay. What's his number? I'll call him. That's fine. If that works for you, would it be okay if I call you back tomorrow after you have a time to chat with him?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay. Sounds good. Is around the same time tomorrow okay for you?
Yeah, that should work. I should be available.
I appreciate your time, Lori. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Bye. So I made it a little tough for Jim, of course. So we always wanted to go perfectly, but it doesn't always go perfectly. But Jim did a great job and kept my interest. What I liked that, when I asked the question about the compensation, Jim really went into detail as to what is most important to the client. And regardless of what they think, it's always that bottom dollar. It's always what they either want or need out of the house. Not to say that you should overprice it because of what they think that they need or want, but getting in the door to the client is most important. Don't always answer all the questions over the phone. There are ways to get around those things, and continuing to role play and practice different scenarios. We can definitely get in the door, and that's when you present everything the correct way. So I appreciate that. So let's try to reverse the roles. Jim, can I ask you, can I go through it?
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Jim did a great job. One of the things when one party says, well, I want to talk to my husband or I want to talk to my wife, I'd say, that's great. I understand this important decision for you. Why don't we just set up a tentative time? And if that doesn't work for your partner, your husband or your wife, just let me know. So setting that they're blowing you off when they say, I'm going to talk to my husband or my wife. They're blowing you off. So if you can narrow down and say, let's set up a tentative time. I'm sorry.
That's good.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, Norm. So, Jim, I'm going to give you a call. Is that okay?
Sure.
I am going to go right off of the script that we have in Loop under the Agent Resource tab for expired. So, okay. So, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, I'm looking for Jim.
Who's this?
My name is Lori Struberg, and I'm with Coldwell Banker Premier Group.
Okay. This is Jim.
Well, good. I'm glad I got you on the phone. I'm sure you figured out that your home is no longer showing as active on the MLS. Did you happen to sell it?
I did not, but you're like the 100th agent that's called me this morning.
And I'm going to be your last. Jim, sometimes the nicest houses do not sell. I was calling to see, when do you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home?
Well, I don't know. We're kind of burned out, I think, on that. So I'm not sure if we're going to sell or not now.
I completely understand with you. If you did sell your home, where would you go next?
Well, we were thinking about moving to Florida.
Oh, that sounds nice. Wonderful. Good for you. So how soon would you want to be there?
Probably by the end of the year. I don't like the cold weather.
Oh,
I'm getting
sure.
old. So I was, thinking like, later before the winter hits.
Gotcha. So how did you happen to pick the last agent that you listed with?
It was, let me think here. It was a friend of a friend, a buddy of mine's friend who was a realtor that we hired.
Okay, I understand. Resources are always good. What did that agent do that you liked best?
Well, they didn't sell the house, but, they did a bunch of open houses, which I thought was good. So I think they tried.
Well, fantastic. What do you feel that they should have done differently?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really hear from them a whole lot. I just know that, like every Sunday I had to leave, for a few hours, but we never, nothing ever really ever happened. And nobody ever really told me why, like what was going on. I didn't get a lot of, I guess, feedback or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. So what do you expect from the next agent you choose?
Well, like just to know what's going on would be nice. It just kind of seemed like we were, if I wanted anything, I would always have to call, the realtor. So that was kind of a little bit annoying, I guess, but we just never seemed to get the right answers or really get much information.
I understand. So your wants, definitely seem to be very, very important. Our company has a unique marketing program that helps people in your situations. I would love the opportunity to apply for the job of getting your home sold. Are you familiar with the techniques that I use to sell homes?
No, I can't say that I am. I don't really. You want to tell me a little bit about them?
Jim, I think we really need to meet so I can show you. What would be best for you, Thursday at 3 or Friday at 10?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of busy this week, really. Would there be another time maybe you could come by?
Certainly. How about Monday morning at 9?
Yeah, okay, that would work for me.
Well, fantastic. Jim, I certainly look forward to meeting with you and showing you how we can get homes sold. And, since it's this Monday and it's next Monday, do you mind if I reach out to you, excuse me, in the middle of the week to confirm our meeting?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Fantastic. I look forward to meeting with you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So that was the exact script. And I know that all these conversations are not going to go the exact same way. But as you notice with the conversation Jim and I just had, in the beginning, he didn't want to talk to me because there were so many people that have talked to him, who have called him. But I just continue to ask questions. Asking the right questions and listening to the potential client is vital. These scripts that both Jim and I use do work. Obviously, they work for the Kemp team because they do have quite a few listings. And so it is important to practice these scripts so you get used to them. Does anybody have any questions? Bill, is there anything you would like to share this morning?
No, the only thing I think I would say is, guys, practice with each other. I mean, it's hard to go out there and make those phone calls. And if you feel comfortable making those phone calls by practicing, it makes a world of difference for you. You'll feel that confidence. So when you're talking, like Lori and Jim were talking, they feel confident of what they're doing. So if you practice, you can role play with us, you can role play with each other. I used to call my cousin all the time and say, hey, I want to do my practicing with you. And he's like, no big deal. And, they would throw different scenarios in there so you know how to overcome those objectives.
Yeah, absolutely. Call your mother, call your father, call your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your nieces, your nephews. And you know what? When you call them, it's one more reason why, or one more thing that reminds them that you're a realtor. Okay. Norm, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, I'd just like to mention that this is a numbers game and you won't get them all. Definitely will not get them all. But just imagine if you did 10 a week, 40 a month. How many of those could you close on? You don't need all 40 of them, but if you can get two of them, at the end of the year, you would have done 24 closings. So, people get discouraged because they're not meeting with success, in the beginning. But those people who keep on doing it do end up doing very, very well in this business. So just remember, it's a numbers game. You're not going to get them all.
And
That's right. Thank
can
you.
I throw something out there real quick too?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
look at those calls like practice. I tell people this in the listing presentation training. You know, at some point, if you haven't done one before, you just got to look at them like practice. So the call that you're making, just you don't know those people, and those people are never gonna remember you. So if you totally screw up a call, who cares, really? Just make the calls and you know, get better and just do them over and over again, and you'll have success. It doesn't matter if you're never going to get them all perfect, like somebody just said earlier. So just try them and you know, see what happens.
Bingo. That was very good, Jim. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I do have a quick question in the chat. How do you handle a client I'm sorry, excuse me. How do you handle a client who wants more for their home than its value? You know, when I used to do my listing consultations, when I was actually at the house, I would share the facts with them. And it is the seller's decision on what they want to price the home. But the facts don't lie. I'm not here to sugarcoat it for you. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay. You know, the other agents may tell you what you want to hear, and that's not necessarily a good thing, because if your home is overpriced, then it sits longer, and it could sit and the price reduce and sit, another price reduction, sit, and then they're going to get less than what the actual value should have been in the beginning. So I hope that helps, Sue. I appreciate the question. I'm going to end it there. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Wednesday, we're actually going to work on the listing consultation. So we'll see you guys at 9 on Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.